Well, happy St. Patrick's Day in Erringle Bra to all our fair lads and lasses. Today we've got a special holiday treat, but it might make you kick all our asses, because we're talking about Leprechaun 4. Shit.
In space.
Yeah, in space, dude.
I'm Dusty Lane.
I'm fucking Jason Mitchell. Happy St. Patty's Day.
And we are the Cinebytes.
Hello?
I came for you. We have such sights to show you.
It was an excellent day for an exorcism.
I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
I want to play a game.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was. This is God.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
But sometimes that is better.
Welcome back to Oblivion, everybody. Boy, we are really scraping the bottom of the barrel this St. Patty's Day, aren't we?
It could be worse.
I suppose, but not fucking much, man. We're talking about Leprechaun 4 in space from 1996. Can you believe this came out the same year as Scream?
I can. It feels like 96.
It does feel like 96 in a way that, I mean, Scream also does feel like 96, but fucking way different ways.
This one's still holding on to some of the 80s glory, though, too.
A little bit. Yeah, for sure. Especially when it comes to fucking computer graphics. Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's talk about this movie. We're going to wrap this one up pretty quick. Leprechaun goes to space and he disrupts some mining operations and some soldiers attack him. And there's a scientist that turns into a spider. The end. Okay, bye, everybody.
You see a fucking spider?
Yeah, man, this one gets real weird. But directed by Brian Trenchard Smith, who did do the third one, which I didn't completely hate the way that I do this one.
I'm not sure which one I like more. I don't know.
The further I got into this movie when we were taking notes, I was like, man, we should have just done the first one. I know we started with 3, but at least that first one's good. It's got Jennifer Aniston in it. I mean, good is relative, but...
See, I was like real pissed off kind of at the beginning. And then as the movie continued, it almost kind of, okay.
All right, yeah, okay, all right, this silly bitch.
Okay, all right.
It was based off characters by Mark Jones, who was the director of the original movie, and screenplay by Dennis A. Pratt in this.
Who? Mark Jones.
Studios involved Trimark Pictures and Blue Rider Productions, distributed by Vidmark Entertainment. Rated R, but I feel like it was like kind of on the line where, I mean, we're not seeing a ton of blood. I mean, I don't know.
No, not really.
There's some nasty stuff, practical effects wise, I guess. There's
fucking explosions.
There's boobs.
There's no gory effects really, unless you count the spider, I guess.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot else going on. I mean, there's one moment where we get a fucking spirit Halloween costume sprayed with blood, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry, not costume, a skeleton.
Now that you kind of point that out, yeah, I just probably are just because of all the fucking cursing.
Yeah,
Jesus Murphy.
Yeah, there's a fuck thrown out every, I don't know, 45 seconds in this movie.
That's probably most of it. Yeah, there's definitely not any like gory effects necessarily.
Yeah. Thank God we weren't chained to it for too long. A runtime of only 95 minutes. That's not bad.
Like, could have chopped another 20 off. But hey, like I said, it kind of grew on me. Terrible, and then kind of grew to love it a little bit.
A little bit, I guess. We are set in this movie in Dominia, baby, or at least orbiting around it, which is, we're on a spaceship orbiting the planet. That's the name of the planet we're around for this one, is Dominia.
Fucking not Earth.
Yeah. In a nutshell, strap the fuck in, everybody. We got little Leppy boy running around. He's attempting not only world domination, but fucking galactic domination this time. That is until a band of soldiers arrives to put a stop to it, as well as, oddly enough, a weird Nazi eugenics Dr. Robot spider creature. Fucking shit gets real weird in this one.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of what?
Yeah.
What? The hell was that?
Of course, we've got the incomparable Warwick Davis appearing in this as the Leprechaun. He was in all but 2 of these movies. There was one that was set in Ireland, and it was supposed to be like more of a serious tone. that the Wrestler Hornswoggle was the leprechaun for.
Oh boy.
But I don't know why, because you hardly ever fucking see him, and he's nothing like, he certainly doesn't speak. He doesn't have any like talking lines because he's more of a creature in that one. And then I can't remember the name of the guy that played the leprechaun in the Leprechaun Returns movie, but that one was actually pretty decent. We've got Rebecca Carlton in here as Princess Zarina, which immediately made me think of Men in Black 2. Wasn't that? Oh no, I'm sorry, Serlina.
Serlina?
Yeah. Laura Flynn Boyle from Twin Peaks, by the way.
Okay.
We've got Brent Jasmer as Staff Sergeant Books Malloy.
Oh, yeah. Jessica
Collins as Dr. Tina Reeves.
Nice.
Guy Seiner as Dr. Mittenhand / the Mitten Spider.
He's like the guy from Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Who wants a mustache ride?
No, that dude was way more suave than this fucker. This guy's got more Dr. Evil vibes, I think.
Yeah.
We've got Gary Grossman playing his little lackey Harold, Joseph Slavin as Captain Snake Marcus, Tim Colcheri as Master Sergeant Metalhead Hooker, Miguel A. Nunez Jr. as Private Sticks, Debbie Dunning, fucking Heidi from Home Improvement, playing Private Dolores Costello.
Dude, I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Heidi.
Okay.
Oh, and I should mention before we get away from Miguel A. Nunez Jr., he was also in another movie that we covered somewhat recently, Return of the Living Dead, playing Spider. I always love him in that, as well as seeing him in Friday the 13th Part 5 as Demon.
Fucking Joanna Man, son. He's in all kinds of shit, man. Dude, he's actually one of the reasons that this movie pulls through, because he's got one-liners the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, he's the most believable in this movie as a human being. All the rest of them are very awkward and unnatural, but he seems like a dude. He seems like he's comfortable in his role, and he does well delivering it.
Right.
We've got Mike Canizzo playing Private Danny O'Grady, and that last name, O'Grady, I'm like, oh shit, is he connected? Because guess what? In the first movie, I'm pretty sure his name was Daniel as well. It was fucking Daniel O'Grady. He fucking brought the leprechaun home, and he's like, oh, all our problems are over. I found his fucking gold, and I made him. He's got to grant me wishes and shit.
If I'm being honest with you, I've only watched these two. I'm just not. I don't know.
The ones that we covered.
Yeah, for sure.
I grew up loving that first Leprechaun movie. I didn't even hate part 2 until I was older and realized how much of a piece of shit it was. But I always enjoyed part 3 because it was fun in Vegas, whatever.
Everybody loves Vegas.
I remember having seen this one before, but it's just so bad. We'll get there. We'll get there. We've got Rick Peters as Private Mooch, who lives up to his name immediately, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Jeff Mead playing Private Kowalski and Lad York as Private Lucky. Cinematography by David Lewis, who also covered it in the last movie, as well as Dennis Michael Tenney on music. He did the score for Leprechaun 3 as well. Special effects in this movie, which is one of the bright spots, if there are any, by Frank Celia. And Gabe Bartalos, of course, created the makeup for the Leprechaun. He's also doing that in this. I think the makeup for the Leprechaun is pretty decent. I always liked his look a little bit.
Yeah, it looks about the same as it always does. I think it's better the further away the camera is. You know, you get super close because he's completely covered. It's a shit ton of makeup. So early on,
There's a moment on Mittenhand later after he has his transformation where there's an extreme close-up of his face, and it kind of looks like similar makeup as the Leprechaun, because if you close up on him, he's got these little green flecks all over the place. Like somebody took a green, eyebrow pencil or whatever and just put a bunch of shit on him.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
I got one tagline for this movie. One small step for man, one giant leap of terror.
Disagree.
All right, well, let's find out how terrifying this fucking movie is. We open.
How's the movie start, Dusty?
Dude, just
immediately with a title card that doesn't have any pizzazz or anything.
There's nothing. No, it's like a PowerPoint fucking, it's like clip art for the Leprechaun 4. It's all yellow.
It's not even like the Leprechaun logo.
No.
Even though there's not a lot to the logo from the other movies, it had a look. It has a certain font. It's not even that font.
Yeah, at least in the other ones, it was like, there was a little bit of a script to it, and it was like lilty. Yeah, the big L. There was some green popping out around it for the theme, whatever. But this one's just no. Yellow fucking block lettering Leprechaun 4.
In space.
In space.
And then the credits roll, and we have, like, I just knew it set that horrible taste in my mouth for what was coming because it's like asteroids.
Yeah, even with, like, the ominous music that starts playing, which isn't very fucking ominous.
No.
Yeah, we cut to an asteroid hurtling through space as the credits continue, but these fucking terrible graphics with these celestial bodies floating through space, and then we get an equally awful computer rendering of a terribly designed spaceship floating toward a red planet.
Dude, it looks like a fucking bug zapper.
We're in trouble, dude. We're in fucking trouble.
Is this CGI? Is this considered CGI just
is it CGI technically, or is it just computer graphics? Because it looks like a fucking CD-ROM.
Right.
When the spaceship appears, we get some like Third Reich style choral music, by the way.
Yeah. Is that trying to spoof some Star Wars bullshit?
I don't know. Maybe. I suppose
because we have Star Wars spoofy bullshit for a minute.
Oh, there's Star Wars stuff. There's alien stuff. There's the Fly stuff in this movie. They don't know how to write anything original. It's just all fucking references the entire fucking time. Which I thought part 3 was like decently funny. It had its moments. This one's just like everybody's mailing it the fuck in.
Yeah, it's painful.
We cut inside this ship to the crew cleaning their weapons. They're getting loaded up for a mission. That is until Mooch interrupts them, one of the soldiers here. We find out why he's called Mooch right away, because he's trying to bum a cigarette off everybody.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
And Private Sticks, Miguel A. Nunez, ends up giving him one, although he tells himself to get adopted because Mooch asks for another cigarette immediately, for later.
Yeah, what a fucking dick. Can I just get 2, bro?
Right? Sticks walks over to Dolores, and he asks for a couple eggs over easy, so she throws him a couple grenades. Thank you, Heidi. And that's where Master Sergeant Metalhead walks in, and Staff Sergeant Books calls everybody to attention. This dude seems pretty cool at first glance. He's got a huge, like, chop top plate in his head.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. It's way bigger than chop tops.
Way bigger.
Yeah.
But it's like literally half of the top of his head is just silver metal.
Yeah, it's crazy looking.
Little on the nose there, guys.
Right.
But he tells the crew they're orbiting planet Ithacon, and pretty soon they're going to be boarding the shuttle and proceeding to target area Delta.
Yeah.
And dude, I just like zoomed in on this guy's plate on his head, and it's literally just a prosthetic that he's like, they slapped on him and didn't even try. You can see the shadow of it on his face. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he tells them their mission is search and destroy. Apparently they've been chasing this fucking leprechaun around the galaxy for at least 6 months, and claims this little shit has disrupted galactic mining operations to the tune of $500 million.
Now, was that American dollars or space dollars?
That's space bucks.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But what the fuck could this leprechaun possibly be doing to these mining operations, and why? I mean, I guess he's obsessed with money, but fuck, dude. Mining? That's your big move in space? He's like, oh, I know what I'll do.
Really?
That's how you find the most gold.
Yeah. Looking for gold in outer space still? I don't know.
Oh, it's out there. Do you believe aliens are real, Jason?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, they are. There's no way they're not, right? Space is just too big.
It's a whole nother episode topic, Dusty.
Well, you know what's funny about that is we were talking a little bit before we started recording, and they never mentioned the word leprechaun in this movie. They either call him the alien or the monster, and that's it.
I mean, yeah.
Come on, you guys are humans. You know what you're fucking dealing with.
It's supposed to be like 2080, something in the future. So, is the leprechaun lore gone now?
So, yeah, I mean, maybe it's just died off. Maybe they've been away from Earth for long enough that Ireland's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a fucking weird setup altogether. Whose fucking idea was this?
Brian Trenchard Smith's. Thanks a lot, Dick.
So, what year did Jason X come out compared to this?
That's a good question. I want to say like 2000, right?
Well, Freddy versus Jason was like
03.
It was 03.
Yeah.
But I swear there's a huge gap between them. I guess what I'm asking is this just part of the fucking space crate? We had Jason X. There's some other movies that are outer space shit too. Did this just drop because of that?
I mean, if it did, this is maybe one of the ones that kind of got the ball rolling on that, because there wasn't much of a trend of it yet, I don't think.
Yeah, Jason X was 2001.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought there was like a space trend.
I mean, sure, there was for a while. People kind of going outside the box a little bit because the regular slashers weren't working. Let's see what they do in space.
But now I can't really think of any other ones because I'm like, well, Freddy didn't go to space.
No, but
Neither did Michael.
I've brought it before. I think it would be a great idea for Freddy of all people to be in space. He's a little bit goofy anyway.
Fucking deep
They've already
sleep.
done Jason. They've already done Pinhead in space. But yeah, you fucking do the thing where they're traveling to a distant planet, so they've got to go into fucking hypersleep, and then Freddy can just fucking run amok and do whatever he wants because they're in his fucking dream world until they get close to the planet. He can fucking wreck shit.
If they don't go to sleep, they'll like die before they get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because real time versus hyper sleep
Exactly.
time.
Yeah. It like slows down your fucking aging process or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think
you
it'd be
can
great.
stay awake and avoid Freddy, but fucking get old and die first.
Right. So Metalhead asks these soldiers what their motto is, and here's where we find out they're Marines because they're like, Semper Fi, do or die, kill, kill, kill. And that's where Dr. Tina Reeves walks in looking for Metalhead, and he's like, I'm busy, what the fuck do you want? And she introduces herself and tells him she's been assigned to their group to collect samples of alien life forms, and he fucking loses it. He's like, bullshit! And he tells Styx to contact Dr. Mittenhand.
Hey, how do you know what he sounds like already?
I like Mittenhand, though, dude. Like, why? Were you guys just completely spaced out on something writing this? Because what the fuck?
It'll make more sense.
Mittenhand.
Drugs.
Styx tells the computer to get its lazy butt online. How can a computer be lazy, by the way? But then we get the silliest Mystery Science Theater 3000 TV screen, and this very German Dr. Evil looking motherfucker comes out on asking, what is it?
Dude, not good. It's just terrible. I didn't find anything great about this guy. I mean,
He's one of the brighter spots for me in this movie just because he's wrapped up in this role. He's doing the thing.
that's true.
But Metalhead gets all meek around him and he's like, "Oh, hey, doctor, what's going on?" He confirmed, like, yeah, she's supposed to be there on the ship, Mittenhand says, as the biological officer and his personal assistant. You will see to it that she is protected at all times. I said, good day.
I suggest you follow them.
Yeah, I suggest you follow your orders. But that's when Metalhead tells Books to get ready for combat. Get her ready for combat. She's his responsibility.
Yeah, hands are off right away.
Yeah. And then back to the shittiest graphics possible as the ship approaches the planet. They get suited up, and Books is really rattling Reeves around, and she's like, unhand me, you ruffian. Until Styx comes up and tells him, hey, take it easy, man. And he apologizes to her, saying, hey, it's just that he's never had to put clothes on a woman before. And Books pushes Styx out of the way to continue strapping her up, but he's sticking his hand under her vest, clearly copping a feel. And that's when there's some fucking space turbulence, and all of a sudden he falls on top of her, and they share this awkward moment, staring into each other's eyes. And here's where I realized, why does this dude look so much like Sylvester Stallone?
Kinda does, yeah. This is a cheesy ass fucking moment where I realized immediately, oh, they're gonna end up together at the end of this fucking movie.
Oh, fucking course they are. You have to have some sort of will they, won't they love interest. Not in Leprechaun 4, we don't, guys.
Yeah, didn't need it, but
Yeah, he slaps a helmet on her. We cut to a pretty girl in a space cave somewhere on the planet, and she's definitely dressed in a Princess Leia-inspired outfit here.
yeah.
Midriff
oh, yeah.
totally exposed. She's all sparkly with heavy makeup, chained to a wall, making very sexual noises trying to free herself.
Yep, they're trying hard. They're laying it on thick.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty hot, you know.
Good assessment, Jason.
Yep.
Somewhere in the distance, we start to see a shadow creep towards her, and it looks pretty big and imposing. Oh no, what could this be? It's just the Leprechaun. And he walks out in a fucking tuxedo for some reason, holding a big Cruella de Vil style smoking stick. One of those things you shove I don't know what they're called, but you shove your cigarette into the end of it to like get the smoke away from your face, I suppose.
Right. Dude, this is like the Dr. Evil mini-me reveal, you know?
Yeah.
He's exactly like you in every way. And the Shadow's a full-size person.
Yeah.
Except 1/8 your size. Whoa!
Yeah. He walks in and says, good evening, and she screams, of course. Why wouldn't you? And he says, an angel's voice sends pleasure to every part of my being. Yep, literally talking about his dick in his second line of the movie. This dude is always horny.
Well, dude, this is a date setup, evidently. I mean, it's a nice cave, you know?
A nice candlelit cave.
Yeah, so he fucking snaps his fingers and we get a table and some drinks, you know?
Oh, yeah, flowers on it. It's romantic as shit. He says, your shrieks, my dear, provide the perfect accompaniment to this romantic evening, which explains the tux, I suppose.
Right.
And he waves another hand, and she's freed from her chains. He tells her not to be afraid. He says he's love's own messenger sent to bring her tidings of joy and the promise of newborn ecstasy. Gross.
Ooh.
Not with him. That's not exciting.
That sounds nice.
But the first thing I notice about this is that he's not rhyming anymore. What the fuck are we even doing? If we're about to watch a whole ass Leprechaun movie with no rhymes, fuck that dude. I'm turning it off.
I thought he was rhyming a little bit, but I almost kind of toned it
There
out.
was one or two because I fucking kept an ear out for it because that's what the Leprechaun fucking is.
Right.
Always telling his limericks, is like every line he delivers, he's rhyming. Where the fuck did that go? You guys just got lazy as fuck. You're like, I don't want to think hard enough about this script to actually figure out which words rhyme and how they can fit together. Fuck you. Fuck you.
You don't have anything good to rhyme with space.
Ace, face, lace, place. There's so many. There's so many. But he tells her to sit down, offers her some champagne. At least he's a little smooth in that smarmy English way here. But he pops the bottle with magic, clearly emulating an orgasm. Fucking money shot, as it were.
Dude, yeah, I fucking noted that for sure. Like, wow, nice.
But we see the shuttle come into the atmosphere of the planet with some god-awful space fire. And the Marines pray real quick, of course. Metalhead leads the prayer saying, "Dear Lord, be with us as we hunt down this ungodly son of a bitch, and see that our wounds be flesh wounds only. Amen." And he sounds like he's still the drill sergeant dude here, but he's almost like a TV evangelist as well.
Right.
Styx is like, "Oh good, we prayed, now I feel real safe, don't you?" to Tina, who then asks what happened to the sergeant's head.
Yeah, oh shit, man.
And Styx tells her during the last war, he went down in a shuttle over Krylanium, and it took out half his skull, but he still managed to carry a wounded Marine on his back for 15 miles, uphill, both ways, in the snow.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? With a half a head?
I guess, dude, what the fuck?
Not like you had a broken arm.
Now I wonder, because we get a reveal later.
Mm-hmm.
Did he go through the change because of that accident? I'm not going to mention what the change was yet, but you know what I'm talking about.
I would imagine so.
Okay, so that was just like a life-saving effort.
But who knows? It was already outer space, so...
Sure.
Fucking space fire and space skulls and stuff, God. You know? I don't know.
Tina says, "Did he live?" And Styx looks at her like, "Bitch, he's right there. What are you talking about?" And she's like, "No, the other guy." And that's when Books chimes in saying, "Oh yeah, he lived, if you call this living." And he fist bumps and like grunts with Styx, but does that mean that Books is the guy that Metalhead carried, I guess?
I believe so.
They don't make it super clear.
So obviously not to jump into too much, but later on, he's saying something like they won't kill him. And I think it's because, yeah, Books was saved by this guy.
Right.
But yeah, definitely a really weird and confusing exchange.
Yeah.
Like, I assume that's what happened, but we don't really know. It wasn't clear at all.
Yeah, not until later it's cleared up a little bit more, but we cut back to the Leprechaun laying the Mac down on the space princess.
Yeah.
Princess Serena. He calls her the most beautiful woman in the universe and his future wife. And she's like, "Fucking excuse me? Do you know who I am? I'm the daughter of a king." Yeah, that's what a princess is.
Yeah. That's right. That's very good.
He's like, "Yeah, which means someday you'll be a queen, and that's what's going to make me a king." Fuck yeah, get it, Lep.
Yeah, dude, the royal blood, right?
Yeah. She literally laughs in his face right here, though. And finally, the Irish comes out in him a little bit. He goes, "Laugh if you like, but I'll get me own way. I'm a man among men, and I'm tired of being treated like a dog." And he says if people don't bow to him, he'll cut their heads off, and he breaks the glasses on the table with magic. And that's when we cut to the soldiers on the ground in this shithole planet. Book says, "Oh, it's a real vacation spot." But Metalhead answers with, "Oh, I've seen worse. You ever been to Detroit?"
Yeah, dude. Dude, the planet here is fucking crazy. It's fucking terrible looking. There's some fucking probably Mars-inspired rocks.
Yeah,
but the sky looks kind of cool though. It's like purple and red.
Yeah, there's the worst purple lightning effects ever. Yeah. They're like flashing bright as fuck against the soldiers. Like
feels like Mortal Kombat a little bit.
Yeah, a lot. They're in fucking Outworld, dude.
Right.
But Tina asks Dolores if she's ever been in combat. "Are you ever scared?" She's like, "Bitch, I'm scared right now. So is everybody else. It comes with the job. But we fight better when we're a little goosed." "Oh, yeah? All right, bring that booty over here then."
Yeah.
Fucking show you a goose.
You what? Know what I mean? No, I don't think I do, but...
Back to the Leprechaun, literally getting 2 rolls bounced off his head by this princess. She grabs some fucking dinner rolls from the table and they just fucking tink.
Oh, yeah, dude, I like that too.
It's so good. But she's like, "I'll never marry you." And he's like, "Oh, all right, bitch, that's cool. Would you rather be dead?" Damn, touche.
Oh, or rich, he said.
Yeah.
He said.
Yeah.
He said the right word.
And that gets her attention. She's like, "Oh, do tell." And he says her father is a stupid old fool who gave away everything he had to his subjects leaving his family with nothing, and she tries to argue that he was being noble, but that's when Lep's like, no, he was being fucking stupid, and he makes a bunch of treasure. Gold and jewels appear on the table, and she's like,
jewels.
yeah, she's like, oh shit, okay, do you want me in a traditional wedding gown, or are we going a little punk with it maybe?
Yeah, it didn't take much, dude.
No. She comes back to the table drooling over the treasure, and she tells him he's finally starting to interest her, vaguely. But we cut back to the soldiers getting in position around the opening of this cave, and Metalhead tells Lucky he's getting a reading on his fucking Lep Tracker 5000 or whatever it is.
Yeah, dude, there's so many quick cuts right here that it made taking notes a pain in the fucking ass.
It did,
Can you guys have a fucking thought here for a second? There were so many cuts here that it fucking annoyed me.
I understand, like, going back and forth to, like, ramp up the tension of, like, oh, they're talking here, but they're, surrounding the cave, getting ready for, whatever. But they just did it in such a piss poor way. Like, complete a scene, like, give us something to chew on and then move on to something else. Because, like, yeah, this fucking ping-ponging is not working out.
They make a scene and it's got, like, one fucking line in it.
Yeah, like, each scene basically is, like, fucking 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, it fucked me up a little bit, but I definitely noticed, like, okay, well, this must mean that they're right outside the cave, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, they fucking were, but it just was a terrible way to show it.
The differences in the, the backdrops and everything didn't really make that seem obvious.
Right.
So, I mean, you kind of had to do a little bit of guesswork, which is, bad script writing. But anyway. Inside the cave, Lep tells Zarina he'll make her rich beyond her wildest dreams, and she starts throwing a pity party, saying, oh, I deserve it for all I've suffered. Being a princess and having nothing to wear, people treating me as though I were common.
Ouch.
That's where we see soldiers start to close in, walk in through this cave system made out of vagina by the looks of things. The fucking walls are covered in some weird Ivan Ooze Power Rangers material for some reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Lep tells Zarina gold is power, and he's kind of putting her in a trance when one of the soldiers encounters a weird knockoff baby xenomorph creature in the cave.
Yeah, like there's aliens too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He fires his weapon like an idiot, alerting Lep that he's got company. And Zarina seems to think that it's her father come to find her, and Lep asks her a very important question here. He goes, if it is, will you go with him? To which she responds, the king is dead. Long live the king. Which makes whatever the opposite of sense is. What the fuck? The king is dead, long live the king?
Yeah, right.
But he's geeked about it, though. We cut back out to the soldiers, and Metalhead is admonishing Lucky for being an idiot and firing his gun. He's like, now the whole planet knows we're here. And that's when this dude stumbles across the treasure table. And he's like fucking Abu the monkey, runs straight at it, takes his helmet off, and starts filling it with all this fake-ass costume jewelry and plastic gems that they couldn't even make sound real.
Right.
What the fuck? This movie's terrible.
Yeah. You love Leprechaun.
I love Leprechaun. I don't love this fucking movie. But as Lucky fills his helmet, Lep sneaks up behind him and no shit pulls out a fucking lightsaber.
It's his... I thought he was going to hit him with his, what the fuck you call it, shillelagh?
His shillelagh?
Yeah, but... So it's like the end of the shillelagh.
Is it? Did he just turn it upside down and he's got different attachments for this fucking thing?
Pushed a button and it.
Okay,
like
so later a blade pops out of it. He's got like a little switchblade in the end of it, which is stupid as fuck. But I didn't think that he was holding the shillelagh and then he fucking turned it into a little Lep saber.
That's what it looked like for sure. It looked like he was gonna whack him and then he turned it on.
Well, at least he's not a Sith. It's not red.
How didn't they get fucking sued for that from fucking Star Wars?
Because
man?
I don't know, man. It doesn't look enough like
nobody even seen it. You know what I mean? It's got to be noticed for somebody to sue.
Dude. Oh my god. They would have sued. George Lucas for sure would have sued. He's famous for that. But at the same time, no one saw.
You just never ever saw it. Yeah. Nobody ever talked about it.
So he cuts this soldier down with this, but it's all off screen and awful. The other Marines hear him fall and come running. Metalhead tells Books to stay behind with Cupcake. That's what he calls Tina. And we see Lep pull Lucky's fucking laser blaster out of his holster, and a straight up shootout ensues.
A terrible one, too.
Lep holding all like 7 of these Marines at bay. It's so fucking cheesy. But that's when Kowalski throws a grenade across to Lep, but Zarina comes running right into the path of danger. Lep tells her to get down, but she doesn't, because she's fucking dumb. And incredibly, the fucking leprechaun selflessly throws himself on top of the grenade to spare her. No fucking way. Hashtag not my leprechaun.
Dude, And he fucking explodes, too.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
But he was already saying the only reason he wanted to marry her was for power. You know how money hungry and selfish he is. There's no way he's throwing himself on a fucking grenade for her.
I thought it was rather early to kill off the main fucking character, too. I was like, now
you know what? Great movies do that, like Psycho and Scream. Now Leprechaun 4. Mm-hmm.
Leprechaun 4.
This deserved an Academy Award for that.
Is that it? Is the movie over? Nice.
Well, he explodes into a billion little Lep bits, and the Marines swoop in to confirm the kill. Zarina gets knocked out, but she's still alive, although her hand was blown off. Still covered in jewels, by the way. But Tina tells the guys to get her back to the shuttle, and Books tosses the hand over to the other guy when he asks for one. That was a good time.
They quit messing around. I can reattach that.
Tina's like, yeah, this isn't a Frisbee. I can still save this. But that's where Metalhead finds Lucky's body and calls Kowalski and Styx over to clean some shit up. That's where Kowalski says, hey, wait a minute. This is my kill. I get to add the final touch. And he starts pissing on Leprechaun's disembodied leg.
Right. Which
is when the leg becomes covered in TV static for some reason, and there's more electric current that kind of zips up his pee stream.
Right. Yeah, dude. Styx says, I'd give you a round of applause, but I could already see you got the clap.
Yeah, I like that line. We cut to a shot of Lep's severed head, and as they walk away, Lep looks over and grins at him like, you sons of bitches don't even know what's coming.
How did his entire body blow up into tiny little pieces, and then after he takes a piss on his body, his whole head is intact sitting right there?
I mean, that's just how it fucking happened, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that.
Multiple times where the explosion is very intense to where you can tell there's just like fragments of whatever his body, you know, and then there's just feet and legs and middle fingers and heads and fucking like you disintegrated his ass, man.
Right. We see the shuttle disembark, and inside Metalhead calls base to tell him the mission's accomplished, the target's destroyed, but we're bringing back one injured female. He estimates they'll arrive in 12 minutes, so they must have been super close. But more terrible fucking space CGI of the ship, which kind of looks like a lightsaber itself, either that or a fleshlight, I'm not sure.
Gross, Dusty.
But back at the base, there's a dude named Harold in a lab, and he's fucking with a tarantula for some reason. And Tina calls over to him, and he says he's busy, but with what? Torturing the spider, pissing it off?
Right.
He finally stomps over, letting the tarantula escape in its little petri dish. And he asks what she wants, and they've got Zarina literally wrapped in bubble wrap on the table. Why? Because it looks spacey, I guess.
Supposed to be a dead body, I think, right?
They call it a casualty a couple of times, but they also mention that she's not dead. So what the fuck are you talking about? Do you not know what that word means?
Fucking guess not.
Tina pulls off Zarina's necklace, claiming it's from planet Dominia, signifies royal birth, and she thinks this is an opportunity to save diplomatic relations with that planet. And she wants a workup with the girl, get all the medical tests, blood work, organ charts, everything. And she tells him to run everything through the main computer so that Dr. Mittenhand can see it. And that's when Harold gets all indignant. He's like, I don't work for you. And she's like, shut the fuck up. We'll fight about who's in charge later. But Books tells him to get his ass in gear and kind of shoves him a little. But Harold's into it, man. He tells Books, don't touch me unless you mean it, cowboy. And he looks down at his dick.
Yeah, dude. Gives him the old up and down.
The old up and down. Harold walks away, and Tina yells at Brooks for shoving Harold. She's like, I don't need that kind of help. Why don't you return to your little unit and do whatever it is when you're not killing something? And he walks up behind her and tells her to strip, which she's rightfully confused by until he reminds her he needs the armor back that he gave her.
I don't think she was really going to argue.
she's
totally into him the whole time. She's definitely playing hard to get, but you know, she says, excuse me. She doesn't say fuck no.
Right.
She's kind of like, where?
Can you say that again? I just wanted to make sure I'm wet for the right reason.
Whoa.
We cut to another testing site and hear over the PA that the lounge is now open for refreshments. Please drink responsibly and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, dude. What? Okay. Cool.
This is where we see Harold testing some of the vagina wall from the cave, and apparently it's riddled with gold. Metalhead tells him to hurry up so he can go get drunk, and that's when Harold walks over to activate the sick little shrink ray to shrink down this hunk of gold into a tiny little speck, and then he reverses it, making its original size again. Apparently
Is the idea to steal all this gold and shrink it down so you can transport it easier?
I suppose so, yeah.
Right.
It makes shit convenient. I wish I could fucking pack like that.
You have a tiny little lunchbox.
Well, apparently this tech was invented by Dr. Mittenhand, which, okay, cool, that's convenient. Harold calls him a real genius.
Uh-huh. He's something all right.
That's where Mittenhand himself comes on the weird little TV again and says, "Yes, you are correct. I am a genius. Thank you for that heartfelt testimonial." But he tells the two that he's informed Galactic Enterprises that they've accomplished their task and they're now to orbit the planet until a mining crew arrives. But once they get there, the soldiers can all head home, and they're to act as security until then. He asks him if he has any questions, and Metalhead's like, "Yeah, bitch, our contract's up at midnight." And, isn't that ripped straight from Alien right there? Aren't they talking in the beginning of that about how, whether they're going to do something or not because it's not in their contract?
Yeah. Something was about to end, same kind of shit, until, something fucking happened. Yeah, same kind of thing. Emergency happened.
A couple of them are like, "Fuck that, I'm not doing it. I'm just getting paid and going home." And then Sigourney Weaver chimes in like, "No, it's our duty," whatever. Yep. But anyway, Mittenhand assures him that they'll be able to offer a bonus or something for staying longer. But Metalhead's like, "Fuck that. We signed on for 30 days." And Mittenhand starts to scream, "No one leaves this ship unless I so say."
Yeah, say so. So say. I wonder if that was that on purpose?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Gotta be.
It'd be funnier if it wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a terrible joke if it's written, you know?
Right.
But Mittenhand hangs up the call and Harold tells him I wouldn't argue with him, ever. Okay.
Fucking why not?
Well, we cut to the lounge. That's where we see a sick-ass disco ball lighting up the night here. The Marines are all having a few drinks and kicking back after a job well done. Some terrible fucking music is playing as Dolores and Kowalski dance to it. And they start talking about fucking with everybody, right in front of everybody. The other soldiers are at a table playing cards, and they don't look like standard playing cards, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on because they all have poker chips in front of them.
Probably space cards, dude.
Space cards. Space poker. They're drinking out of space cups, too. These things look silly.
Space liquor.
Anyway, Kowalski tells Dolores, "Let's get out of here." And she's like, "Are you crazy? Everyone's going to see." But it doesn't take much convincing to change her mind. And indeed, all the guys notice all at once and start fucking cheering.
It's the only chick around.
Right.
You know?
Well,
they're all hoping to sneak off with her.
Yeah, they're like, "Hurry up, Kowalski. I want to get my turn."
Right.
But Stick says, "Hey, KO, I spoke with the medic and he said everything's just fine as long as you use your protective glove when you pee." And Dolores is immediately like, "What the fuck is that supposed to mean?" But he tells her it's a joke. So they
all the dirty dick jokes. Rude.
They go off into a hallway somewhere to fuck, a bridge on deck 5 apparently, where they start to make out. And we cut back to the Marines where one of them raises a glass and says, "Here's to nasty sex and women who never say no." Wow, dude.
That's fucked.
All right. Books raises his glass, though, to Lucky, the Marine who gave his life today. Yeah, being a total fucking moron.
Mm-hmm.
Dolores and Kowalski are still wandering around and finally get to necking. And she starts to take his pants off, and he says, "Yeah, baby, shake hands with the big guy. Hey, take it easy. You want to hurt Mr. Snake? Dude, please stop talking." All these dudes really need to just stop talking. The script is fucking abysmal.
Oh, yeah.
But here's where he starts to really react to something down there. But it seems like she's not really doing much. She's like, "Damn, bitch, what's your deal? You want to take it home with you?" As if she's trying to rip it off.
Right.
He starts to double over in pain, and she stumbles away as his pants start to jostle around and inflate or something. And she's like, "What the hell's going on in there?" And Kowalski falls to the ground as his pants begin to unzip themselves. And suddenly the leprechaun, grows out of his pants, dude. Popping out of his dick.
Came out of his dick hole.
Holy shit.
And not only that, he kind of looked like he flew away for a second.
He did. He pops out, and of course he's got to get a one-liner. So he goes, "Let that be a lesson to you, lad. Always wear a prophylactic." And he literally flies across the room away from him.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
That's when Dolores grabs his laser blaster and holds Lep at gunpoint, prompting him to turn around and do a terrible John Wayne impression. "Hold it right there, Pilgrim. I'm not gonna hurt you." "No, I'm not gonna hurt you." "The hell I'm not." And he pulls a fucking 6-shooter out of nowhere and shoots her gun out of her hand, and she runs away screaming, and he blows on the barrel like, "Oh, yeah, fucking got her."
This was a lot to process. So,
what the fuck are we doing a John Wayne impression for?
So, first of all, Kowalski pissed on the body, and the leprechaun lived inside of his balls. Through his piss
for at least a few hours, yep.
Okay. What does fucking John Wayne have anything to do with? I feel like if we try to evaluate a lot of the stuff that's happening here, none of it there's just not any reason for it. Why John Wayne?
Why John Wayne? Why is the leprechaun fucking indestructible? A fucking grenade isn't doing anything. His spirit lives on, I guess, through the balls of another soldier.
All these fucking shootouts and shit.
Since when is he like one of those fucking Amazon River parasites that can just swim up your pee stream?
Never let your pee stream touch the water.
Don't cross the streams.
Gotta.
Well, back in the lounge, Tina walks in, gives Books a look, and he walks away to join her, and Mooch keeps calling out to him, "Hey, man, can you bring me back a sandwich and some cigarettes?" God damn it, Mooch, shut the fuck up.
Fuck yeah, sounds great.
But Styx is like, "Read the room, dude. He ain't coming back for a while." And we cut back to Leprechaun, giving another of his many soliloquies, just wandering through this sci-fi hallway. He goes, "Small though I am, mighty is my spirit when bloody battle calls. Come at me with what you will, shoot me, stab me, kill me 100 ways. Still I fight on. I'm eternal as the sun. I'm 1,000 demons from hell. Death and destruction is my name. Agony is my game." Finally, some fucking something that rhymes. Jesus Christ. Half hour into this Leprechaun movie and we finally get a rhyme.
Man, I could have done without.
Right. Well, back in the lounge, Books and Tina are sharing a drink, and he asks how the casualty is. "What the fuck are you talking about, man? She doesn't look dead to me. She's still kicking. Why are you saying that?"
Yeah.
And Tina's like, "She's okay, but they won't be able to save her hand." And he goes, "Oh, so you're a doctor, huh? That must mean you're pretty smart." And she's like, "Well, that's relative to the level of intelligence you're referring to. What's the criteria for determining a person's intelligence?" And he just kind of stammers for a second, and she's like, "Oh, he's an idiot and doesn't know what any of those words mean. Okay, let me dumb it down for you. That means what standards do you use?" And he's like, "I know what criteria means, and I know what a prerequisite is. Just because I'm wearing this uniform does not mean that they surgically removed my brain. Anyway, I was just thinking that I would like to get to know you better, but since you think of me as a Neanderthal, fucking never mind, I guess."
I mean, that'll happen. Especially when he's standing there holding his gun. You know what I mean?
I like this, though. She asks him why he's so defensive, and he goes, "I'm not, and I will shoot the first motherfucker that calls me defensive."
See, and I kind of chuckled at that, but she ain't having it. You know?
Yeah. He cracks a smile just, to confirm that he's just kidding. But finally he gives up. He's like, "Let's forget I was even here," and walks away. We cut back to Dolores, walking through another hall trying to find her way back. And that's when Lep just steps out of nowhere and trips her with his shillelagh. And he gets on top of her and wraps a big weird hand around her throat, saying, "I get the impression you don't like me." Oh, what makes you say that?
She gets him, though, dude. She gets him right in the nuts.
Yeah, he's choking her. She fucking punches him a couple of times with cartoony sound effects. She gets up and runs away. He's like, "First dates are always the hardest." And back to the lounge where Styx is walking away from Mooch and Danny here, talking about, 21st century, and they still can't dance, talking about white people.
Right.
He walks up to Books at the bar, and they make fun of him a little bit and rejoice in the fact that they're Marines. All right, cool, congrats. Books says he's happy with his life until someone like her comes around, referring to Tina. And Styx is like, "Whoa, you don't like her?" And Books is like, "No, that's the problem. I do. We're not exactly made for each other, though. She's got a PhD. Conversation will probably be one-sided. I might not know what we're talking about." And that's when Dolores finally crashes through the door to say, "It's alive."
Yeah. What is alive?
Yeah, exactly. The thing they thought they killed. What do you mean? We go back to the lab again. Oh, there goes Rabbit. He chokes. No, Harold comes back in to check on Zarina, whose hand is starting to heal miraculously. That's them pesky alien life forms for you.
Yeah, dude, she's regenerating. And Harold's a fucking pervert, too.
Dude, he starts getting so fucking creepy here. He goes down and starts kissing on her feet, rolls the bubble wrap up to get a look at her beautiful knees.
Yeah, dude. He likes them cold and stiff, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, fucking kisses her belly button, too, and he starts to grope her tit.
Ew.
That's when he notices her hands are regenerated, and he's like, "Impossible." Fucking Mitten Hand pops up on the telecom device again. He's like, "No, Harold, it is not impossible." And Harold covers up Zarina real quick, like, "It isn't what it looks like." But Mitten Hand fucking already has his number. He's like, "No, Harold, I know what you are doing, you naughty, naughty boy."
Gross.
She is rather amazing, is she not? But Mitten Hand reminds Harold they have work to do. He goes, "Do you know what I could do with her DNA? You ought to tell no one what you see here." And Harold argues that it's a great discovery, but Mitten Hand tells him for now, just keep it on the DL, okay?
Oh, on the DL.
That's when the Marines go on a mission to find this little shit and take him down. Books tries to give Tina a gun, but she's like, "Nah, it's all good, dog. I got a black belt in karate."
Kind of assumed that. I don't know why. Just look like it.
She looks like a karateer.
Yes.
She says she needed a merit badge in scouts, and Books is like, "You should have told me earlier. I would have taken the day off. I guess you can handle this on your own." But we cut to them discovering Kowalski's body, and one of the soldiers says it's going to take more than penicillin to fix that shit.
Fucking Danny, dude.
Yeah. Dolores gets all pissed, like, "Don't you insult my fuck toy like that." But Metalhead gets everybody in line, telling them they got to find this little fucker before he does any more damage. He tries to go into a random door, but Tina stops him, telling him that's the waste disposal chamber. He's like, fuck you, I do what I want. She's like, no, idiot, it's filled with flesh-eating bacteria. That's when he tells...
All right, so you just start looking, right?
Yeah.
You got this big old ship. We don't know how big, but it's big as fuck.
Yeah, he just picks a door.
We're going to go in the most dangerous room that you can't just walk into. You have to wear a special suit.
Yeah.
Like, does Lep know that? Would Lep know to go, which I know
Turns
what
out he
happened,
does,
but what
yeah.
I'm saying, like, he's just in there in a motherfucking suit. Like, he's going to go hide in there, too. It just fucking make any sense.
Like, he knew they were coming there already. But, like, when they had the conversation, it was like, that was just the closest door to Metalhead. So he's like, let's check here.
Yeah, there's just... Yeah, I'd be like, nothing can survive in there. Let's check that one last. You know what I mean?
He tells Mooch to go in instead. Mooch protests, of course, but Tina tells him he can go in. He's just got to have the protective suit. And she offers to go with him, but Books is like, nah, fuck that. She reminds him she's the only one there that knows how to run the equipment, so Metalhead insists.
She's the only one that can push the button for decontamination airlock.
Apparently, yeah.
It's a big red fucking button.
Yeah. Books is like, all right, but she only goes to the airlock, which means it's Books and Mooch suiting up to go in. She tells him how the decontamination chamber works, lets him go into the main chamber. And then, how many chambers can there be in the waste disposal area? Come on now. But Mooch and Books go in, walk right past the Leprechaun, who's already in there with a tiny little hazmat suit on. It's fucking adorable.
His fucking face is all lit up. You see him across the fucking...
Yeah. They fan out with their guns drawn, trying to track him down, and he pulls a little switchblade utility knife thing out of his pops out of the bottom of his walking stick.
Mm-hmm.
And he continues to stalk him through this room for a bit until Books pulls on a chain and a whole bunch of blood pours down from the ceiling all over him. I think he thinks it's lubricant from the hydraulic system or something.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of the room, Mooch pulls a door open and a bunch of steam shoots out, scaring him back against a wall. But when he gets himself back together, he says, hey, Books, I don't think he's here, man. And that's when a full-sized man in a hazmat suit runs behind him. We're supposed to think this is the Leprechaun, but it's clearly someone as tall or taller than Mooch.
Nice.
They decide to go back, but that's when Lep comes by swinging on a chain and slashes Mooch's hazmat suit open. Oh, shit. And Books starts escorting him out of the waste disposal chamber, but Lep steps out and tells him, give me the princess and I'll spare your miserable lives. So Books starts shooting at nothing a few times, and they start begging Tina to open the door. When they do, we see that Mooch has now been melted down into a skeleton. Looks like it came straight from fucking Spirit Halloween.
Dude, it's fucking terrible, yeah. Everybody okay? Oh, it's Mooch. And then it's just a skeleton.
Dun, dun.
Fucking crazy ass flesh-eating bacteria, dude. Nothing left, just bones.
Right. The whole crew comes back to the lab area to talk to Harold, and they walk past this weird lady torso statue. I don't know what the deal was with that. But Metalhead screams at Harold, who just calmly says and turns and says, I'm sorry, do you have an appointment? And Metalhead grabs him by the shirt and screams, listen, you little pencil neck geek, you give me the doctor now before I jerk your teeth out and shit down your throat. And Harold's like, no thanks, I've already had my lunch.
Ew.
But he does get the doc on the TV phone. Something wants to talk to you, he says. But Middenhand goes, oh, hello, Mr. Bond, I've been expecting you. And he tells him he knows the Leprechaun has offered to leave them alone if they give him the princess. And Metalhead thinks it's a good idea, but Middenhand ain't having it. He explains that he needs her for some very important experimentation and tells the crew to kill the little fucker. Yeah, easier said than done, apparently. Harold dismisses them like a drill sergeant, which is funny because he's clearly never had any military experience, a skinny little dweeb. But Metalhead fires back, though. I'm not going to risk my men's lives for your little science project. I say we give her up and get out of here, and he reminds Mittenhand that their contract is up in a couple hours, and they're getting on the shuttle back home, and Mittenhand's like, how dare you defy me? They start to walk away anyway when the doctor screams, no one gets off this ship without my permission. And he opens the back wall of the room, revealing it's been a door the whole time.
Yeah.
And he's revealed to be only a torso and a head on a rolling fucking robot platform. He's a human Roomba.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking weird looking. Some weird, gross-ass body horror stuff here, actually.
Yeah. And everybody gasps, including Harold, who has apparently never seen Mittenhand in person before, and he tells him he looks much taller than expected. He goes, thank you, Harold. I'll do the jokes. But he's only got one arm. Like it's cut diagonally from the shoulder across the chest.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just got like arm, shoulder, top of chest, and neck and head. That's it.
Yeah.
But the backdrop of stars behind Mittenhand kills me here. Like, we're supposed to be looking out the window into deep space, but it's clearly a blanket tossed over some lights with some holes poked in it. Looks terrible. He goes, so I am not what you expected. I am still the seductively brilliant and powerful man I was before.
Nope.
Was that what you were?
Absolutely not.
He goes, rather like the Wizard of Oz, I always think. Running things from behind a curtain. And he draws a hand across his face as if revealing himself. I do like this guy's performance, actually. It might be the best in the movie besides Miguel A. Nunez, who again is the most believable as a human being in this.
Right.
But Minhan tells him the only difference between him and the Wizard of Oz is that this wizard is not fake. And he slams his fist on his little computer platform and it starts short-circuiting. He starts wigging out.
Right.
He's trying to press buttons to fix it, but he ends up just Fonzing it again and goes back to normal.
Fucking weird, man.
He tells him, I'm perfectly capable of running this ship and everything on it, and reminds them that they have a contract, subparagraph 4 of which states he reserves the right to extend that contract in the event of an emergency. Tells him that that's what he plans to do and starts slamming his podium again, starts fucking malfunctioning, of course. But he says if they disobey him, he will consider it mutiny and they will be shot.
Wow.
But if you follow my orders and kill the leprechaun, a big bonus is in it for everyone. 100 times what they're being paid now, and everybody's like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, damn.
Dolores specifies, though, that she'll stay, but not for the money. She wants to avenge her little fuck buddy.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And Books agrees because he's the upright, steadfast Marine that he's obligated to his duty. You know, he's fucking blah, 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 whatever. Metalhead tries to bargain some more, though. He says he wants everybody here to become a shareholder of everything made on the deal, 5% of the gross, everything brought out of that cave from earlier. And they haggle a bit and settle on 3% and the bonus. But Metalhead tosses in, if I lose any more troops, your ass is grass. If you even got an ass.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Minhan is gross, dude.
Yeah.
There's a shot of him from the back. You can tell it's just fake as fuck, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some kind of stunt body, something. Feels like Basket Case quite a bit, too.
A little
Just
bit.
Gross.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Yeah. He's what Belial grew up to be.
Right.
The crew leaves Mittenhand to go back to his little Emperor Palpatine lair. But more awful space CGI as a transition into the next scene where Metalhead's given orders to his team. He tells Styx and Danny to take the sub-levels. Books and Cupcake are to take the engine room and everything around it, and Dolores is going to come with him. Meanwhile, the Leprechaun's just in the shadows listening to this entire plan.
Right.
And Metalhead tells everyone, stay close, keep in touch, and they all fan out. But Lep turns and goes, good lads, stout-hearted and brave. Seems almost a pity to kill them, but the path to power is often soiled with innocent blood, and I will let nothing stop me from becoming a king. I'll have power and glory, and a beautiful queen to share it with. But then he thinks about it for a second, and he goes, share? Now there's a word that lies crooked upon me. The very sound of it scents my teeth to grate, and conjures up pictures of me gold being carted off to pay for feminine pleasures, leaving me with less than I want, and what I want is everything. Then he says, I'll wed her, bed her, and bury her, all in the same day. I wonder if the father will pay for the wedding and the funeral. Okay, so that was quite a speech, but not a single bit of it fucking rhymed. What are we doing? Did we forget entirely that we're doing a fucking Leprechaun movie?
Yeah, dude, bummer, huh?
He stalks Styx and Danny, magically causes their locator to stop working, and Styx calls over the radio to Sarge saying, hey, if anybody spots him, and then that's it. That's the end of the fucking line. He never finishes a sentence.
The movie's just getting better and better for you, huh?
I don't understand. Anyway, here's where Danny proposes something to Styx. He's like, yo, why don't we just find a place to hide while the others catch the leprechaun? Then we can get our bonus and skate. We shouldn't risk our lives for Mittenhand.
Right.
But Styx is like, what the fuck, man? This isn't about him. This is about us sticking together and doing our jobs. And he stares down Danny until he finally starts, gets moving again. We're back with Books and Cupcake for a second. She insists on leading the way and starts walking up a staircase, which he's not complaining out because he gets a good look at her ass as she goes up. But back in the lab, Harold tells Mittenhand he's got a sample of the princess's blood and he's ready to run some tests. The blood is blue, by the way, which I thought was fun. Blue blood, royalty, right?
Oh, is that what's... I just remember he kept saying, oh, this is her DNA. I was like...
yeah.
I was like, you fucking... Where are you getting it from?
Yeah.
Shove a needle in her body and, oh, hey, check it out.
Yeah. But no, the blue blood thing is like because of all the incest, keeping it in the family, as it were.
Ew.
Harold scrapes some tissue off Mittenhand's finger, who tells him, be gentle. And Harold puts the tissue in the blood under that crazy growth ray from earlier, and it grows into a whole-ass finger right in front of him.
Dude, it is a shitty looking finger grow.
CGI transition, yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck to call it. Whew.
Mittenhand screams that he's brilliant, and we cut back to the soldiers, in this case, Metalhead and Dolores. Lep's staring at him from the rafters, but Dolores asks the sergeant if he thinks it was her fault that Kowalski died. She's the one that gave him a boner, after all.
That's true.
But Metalhead says, Kowalski was a Marine. That's exactly how he would have wanted it. And he's like, you know what? As a matter of fact, when it's my time to go, I hope I'm standing tall just like he was. And that's when Dolores kind of gives him the eye, like, oh yeah, big boy?
Yeah, really.
She's like, I'm still horny. Fucking poor lady never got a chance to come. Sounds like she's not too concerned with who's making that happen.
I guess not, dude. Trapped in outer space.
Yeah. We cut back to Styx and Danny, and Styx gives this ridiculous old-timey black person line. He's like, Lordy, Mr. Daniels, it sure be dark in here. And Danny's like, very funny, but it won't be when that little bastard shoves a laser up your ass. And he's like, ooh, promise? Come on, Feats, don't fail me now. And back with Books and Cupcake, Lep's watching them too, and Books gets a reading on him. He tells everyone to come down to the engine room, but Styx and Danny can't hear that because they're in the sublevels. The radio's not working.
Right.
So Metalhead tells him that he and Dolores are on their way, but Tina says, hey, we're going after him, right? Like on our own. And Books says, I am. You're going to hang back. And of course she protests, I'm a part of this operation too. And he says, okay, but it's my job to protect you. And he calls her Doc, and she's like, my name is Tina. He tells her...
Yeah.
He tells her she doesn't belong here. She's going to get him killed. And she's like, fuck you, I can take care of myself. And he's like, all right, you go first. And she's like, ew, no, you go first. That's when Lep pops up and magics a pair of handcuffs around Book's wrist. He pops out and shoots a little energy ball at him. He's like, you're busted, lad. Give me back the princess or I'll barbecue your buns to a crisp. And Books tries firing a few shots at him, but he ducks out of the way. Tina tries to get him out, but he tells her to save herself. That's where Lep asks whether he likes it medium or well done, and he shoots some fire at him. He goes, hot stuff coming up.
Yeah, dude, and how strange he can't hit him.
Yeah.
You know?
But Books shoots the cuffs off, and they fucking hightail it out of here. He somehow shoots a pillar down, creating a barrier of fire between him and the leprechaun.
So fucking goofy. None of it makes sense.
It's all in slow motion, too.
Right.
But he grabs onto a chain with Tina. He lifts him out of danger. And he's like, clever lad, but I'll roast you yet. This barbecue's only just begun. And up on the catwalk, Books grabs Tina from the chain. And he just stands there holding her for a minute. And it looks like they're about to kiss. But she finally says, you can put me down now. But hey, you're really good with that rifle.
Right.
And he suggests...
He's won her over, you know?
Yeah, he suggests maybe he can teach her how to use it sometime. But she replies, I don't think I'm the killer type. But he's like, listen, bitch, right place, right time. Everyone's a killer. Back to Dolores and Metalhead. They make it to join Books and Cupcake, but they're all wondering where Styx and Danny are. That's where we cut back to them wandering the sublevels trying to reach somebody on the radio. They're scared, but Styx says there must be an exit somewhere nearby. That's where Lep laughs loudly out of nowhere and taunts him from a vent, like, hello, anybody there?
Right.
Styx says, oh shit, he's here. That's when Danny has fucking had enough, dude. He wants no part of this leprechaun. He opens a door, runs through it, and traps Styx inside with the little bastard, and now Styx's light has gone out. He tries telling Danny, open the door, that's an order. But I thought they were the same rank. You can't just order people to do things no matter who you are. That's like declaring bankruptcy. In the next room with Danny, all of a sudden Lep appears on that TV thing with a hard hat on. Here we go again, just like part 3 with the Miss Cleo shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about safety in the workplace. Uh-oh, this isn't going to end well. He takes a pair of scissors and lops a finger off, squirting green blood all over the place. He's like, be careful with sharp objects and around naked flames, and he sets another finger on fire.
Right.
And he says, as Shakespeare said, shit happens. And he blows his finger out and starts singing Danny Boy to Danny Boy. And he starts firing his gun wildly, and Lep's like, oh, you don't like me singing? And Danny decides it's time to cut a deal with him. He's like, listen, dude, I got no fight with you. You want that alien broad, take her. I just want to live. And Lep's like, oh, I'm not after you. In fact, I could use your help. Maybe we could be partners.
Oh, man.
And Danny agrees, but Lep tells him he doesn't know if he can trust him. Really? You can't trust him? I mean, you're right, but...
Right.
He's like, oh yeah, dude, you totally can, but Lep wants a face-to-face conversation to prove it. And he tells him, I'm over here, right behind these pipes.
Sticks his little finger out.
Yeah, which is actually kind of scary if we couldn't see the leprechaun this whole time. Like, There would be some tension to this scene, but that's not how these movies work. He's fucking front and center the whole time.
Right.
But there is a good shot of Danny walking toward Lep's pipe with his gun drawn, and we can see Leprechaun's hand, like, tapping the pipe, but the rest of him is hidden. I like that.
Right.
Danny walks up and put his laser sight on Lep's chin, but just then, the Leprechaun pushes a button, dropping a huge metal crate or something on top of Danny, crushing him.
Right.
And he's got his one-liner, oh, smashing, simply smashing.
Cheesy.
We cut to Harold fucking draining Zarina of her blood, putting a whole bunch in bags now. Now that they know it works, he's getting a shitload of it. And Mittenhand tells him he's completed the formula, and Harold sucks his, I was going to say dick, but anyway.
What?
He tells him what an honor it is to be working with such a genius. Oh, hey, look at that. J.D. Vance, the beginning.
Nice.
But Mittenhand responds by saying, well, may I say how much I loathe and despise toadies like you? Fuck yeah, I get him. Harold's like fucking thanking him still. He's like, it's an honor to be despised by such a magnificent mind. And Mittenhand tells him to shut up, and he's like, thank you, sir, I'd love to. He goes, I wonder what if your tiny brain could even begin to comprehend how important this is to me. For years I've longed to rejoin the human race. Did you know I was once considered quite dashing?
This guy is fucking gross looking, dude.
But he goes, and then the experiment happened. And he explains that he would have been the first computer with an organic structure. And Harold says, oh, so something must have gone wrong, huh? And he's like, no, everything went swimmingly. Look at me, you idiot.
Yeah.
But now with her DNA, I shall recreate Mittenhand. I shall rise like a phoenix from the ashes. Triumphant before the world. I shall be beautiful. And Harold literally responds with, cool.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Pretty fucking much, dude. Back to the Marines in the hall, we enter another room and Dolores takes point. We get a nasty close-up of the Leprechaun while she creeps further out onto this bridge. For some reason, the rest of the crew hangs back, and now the Leprechaun separates them, locking the door between.
Right.
And they struggle to get it open, but the computer keeps telling them access denied. Styx tries to fix the wiring, but the Leprechaun fries that too. And that's when he comes out and just starts to creep toward her. He goes, I'm sorry, lass. Could your friends not join us? Oh, too bad. And Dolores has fucking had it, though. She goes, take this, you son of a bitch. And she riddles him with space bullets, blasting his whole body apart. Only his feet are left standing.
Right. Like another fucking crazy body explosion.
Yeah. She's like, oh, finally, one for the good guys. And she leans over his body, but it all grows back out of his feet.
Right.
And he grabs her legs and starts to throw her over the top rope. But she hangs on until he starts whacking her hands with his shillelagh and playing This Little Piggy with her as he starts to pluck her fingers off one by one. And he says, wee, 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 all the way home as she plummets to her death below. That's when the crew finally makes it in, but it's too late. Lep's already gone, and so is Dolores.
Right.
He wanders through another vent humming Greensleeves to himself as they try to track him down, but down below, we see the crew come to check on Dolores, but she's fucking way dead, it looks like.
Oh, she's got one final request, though.
Yeah. Everybody seems pretty shaken up about this, but then Dolores comes back to life for one last scare and only has enough strength to say, kill him, and then fucking just falls over dead again.
Like, was it even worth it?
And right. Tina's like, all right, you heard her. Let's get that son of a bitch. And she grabs her rifle, cocks it, and rolls out. She's fucking down to fucking clown now.
Right. All of a sudden, she's a fucking rifle expert.
You're right. Back with Harold and Mittenhand in the lab, Harold walks across to bring the formula to him, and he's like, oh, finally. Lep wanders freely through the halls at this point right outside the lab, and he starts to get the scent of his fucking one true love, Zarina.
Yeah, that's fucking rude to say.
Yeah. That's when a cheesy classic standard doorbell fucking ding-dongs all of a sudden in this lab, and Mittenhand tells Harold to go see who's at the door.
Yeah.
So fucking silly.
His regular door. Yeah.
Harold goes and beep boops a couple of buttons to see who's there, and it's Tina standing naked in the hallway now, claiming someone took off all of her clothes and she's begging to be let in.
I'd let her in. Let her in, dude, quick.
He's like, oh my god, okay, hang on. And that's where we get the most disturbing shot of the movie. Tina turns around and starts to talk, but it's Lep's voice we hear. Oh, thank you. You saved me life. I almost threw up in my mouth, dude.
For sure. It was a little odd. I guess I just didn't. Cheesy. It's all cheesy.
Super cheesy, dude.
Not good. Not impressive.
No. Harold disables the security system and opens the door, but he doesn't find anything there. That's when Lep steps around the corner and whacks him in the nuts with his shillelagh. He's like, hold that for me, lad, will you? He goes, make way for the king, and comes into the lab, asking Mittenhand where Zarina is. But as soon as he sees him, Mittenhand starts laughing at him, like, you're what everyone has been so afraid of? He's like, how very droll you are, how wonderfully amusing. Lep gets pissed. He's like, you find me laughable. He's like, only slightly, dear boy. I suppose you'll want to kill me now? Lep steps toward him and asks, which part is it that still lives? Is it the arm or the bald thing in the middle? And they both laugh, but it wasn't funny.
No, it wasn't.
Mittenhand tells him, looks are deceiving, don't let my appearance fool you, but my dude, you just laughed at Lep for the exact same reason, what the fuck?
Right.
But Harold wakes up in the hallway and grabs Lep's stick, which he discovers the hidden blade in now, and he extends it and starts to stumble back in behind Lep, which Mittenhand tries his best not to give anything away and keep Lep talking. He offers to make a deal. He's like, we have a lot in common. You are a monster, and in my own charming way, I guess so am I. I am greedy. You are insatiable. 2 peas in a pod, don't you think?
Maybe we can work together.
Lep tells him at this point that what he wants, the doctor can't give him. He wants to be king. King of fucking what? I don't know, but...
Outer space, Dusty. Duh.
He says he wants respect, but Mittenhand counters that fear is the only thing that matters. Unfortunately, you won't live long enough to frighten anyone ever again. And Harold stabs him in the back with his own blade. But Lep just turns around. Oh, thanks for returning it, lad. And he throws him up against the wall and sends a metal dish fucking containing some lab equipment spinning through the air toward him, fucking flattening his face and killing him.
Dude, his head gets all big and flat and cartoony.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking dinner plate all of a sudden.
Right.
It's a pretty cool effect, I think. One of the movie's better moments for sure.
It reminds me of like Killer Clowns, kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lep laughs hysterically as Mittenhand reacts to what's going on to Harold. And he turns around and tells him, oh, it's time you were punished, Doctor. And we cut back to Books, Cupcake, Sticks, and Metalhead. They see on their locators that Lep's in the lab, and indeed that's where Lep discovers Zarina again. And he crawls up and wakes her up with true love's kiss, but she screams in his face.
Right.
She's like, oh, it's you. And he's like, oh, she loves me. She looks over at Mittenhand and says, I had a dream about him stealing my blood. Destroy him. But Lep tells her, patience, love, I have something wonderful in store for him. And oh boy, what does that mean? He fucking takes Zarina's DNA and the tarantula from earlier, singing that fucking All the Creatures Great and Small song. And he goes, a little added spice as he puts the tarantula in the blender with the blood. And he grabs a scorpion for good measure, blends it all up in there, and injects it into Mittenhand's head.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, let's see if we can't get this through your thick skull.
Right. Dude, so fucking weird. And I didn't really know. I thought maybe his head was going to get real big and explode or something too. Lots of explosions, but...
That would have been cool.
Yeah. No, he shoots it into the back of the head, and then he just kind of sits there, kind of tweaking a little bit, but...
We do get a moment here where Lep says it's from an old family recipe, and Mittenhand's just convulsing like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And for a second, Lep mocks him like Trump and that disabled reporter. The difference is it was funny here. But Zarina hears the soldiers arrive outside the door and gives a terrible eye roll. Someone's coming. And the Marines come into the lab, and Lep pulls out yet another gun and just starts blasting them, or trying to anyway. Here's where we get our second shootout of the Leprechaun movie, a fucking shootout.
Yeah, terrible shootout, though. No shots are hit. It's just a bunch of bullshit filler.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's not, there's nothing entertaining. I like a shootout, man.
But not in a fucking Leprechaun movie, dude. Come on.
No, just talking in general, like as guys. I like an action movie.
Sure.
I like some fucking war or some, you know, it's entertaining, but this is just so far from hitting any kind of... There's nothing good about these shootout scenes.
No.
Nothing progresses in the story from it.
No.
There's no good... it's all bad.
I thought it was fun that they were shooting around Mittenhand's body while he was still convulsing, though.
Right.
But finally, Leprechaun shoots a beaker full of some sort of acid, which falls on Cupcake, burning her, and giving him and Zarina a chance to escape. Sticks comes over to help with another big container of clear liquid. I'm like, I'm hoping this is water, but fucking... All right, what's this new fluid gonna do? He just starts dumping it on her. Apparently it fixes her ouchies, though. And bonus, now she's all wet.
Yeah, dude, it is to...
Oh, God, Joey, no, you gonna get wet.
To get her jacket off. Same thing happens a little later.
Tina tries to stop to help Mittenhand, but Books tells her no, we'll come back for him later. Sticks is getting ready to throw a grenade at Lep and Zarina, but Tina says no, you'll kill the hostage, and she's a member of the Dominion royal family. First of all, motherfucker, she doesn't seem like a hostage to me.
Right.
She's not exactly fighting the Leprechaun, and she certainly doesn't like any of you.
Yep, very true.
But Sticks says, I don't give a damn if she's the Queen of Soul. That bastard killed Dolores. I'm taking him out. Metalhead tells him to stop, though. They can't risk it. Bullshit. But Books tosses a gun to Cupcake, and hilariously, for some reason, Metalhead goes to catch it too, even though he was already holding one, like he didn't trust her with catching it.
Right.
But they all go through another door. Zarina stomps out to meet them. What is the meaning of this intrusion? Kneel before me, swine. I am the future queen of Dominia. And that's, they ask where Lep is, and she tells them Nunya. And she says they're beginning to annoy her, which is not a wise idea. Meanwhile, Lep is magically strapping Metalhead with a ton of dynamite, C4, all kinds of explosives. And he goes, I'm right here, laddie. And he materializes holding the detonator. Book sees the sergeant there, tells everybody to hold their fire, but admirably and hilariously, Metalhead spits out the stick of dynamite from his mouth and says, bullshit! Blow his brains out! He goes, if you want to stay in one piece, keep your distance. And he takes Metalhead hostage with Zarina, but then it gets weird. She says, you may think this cruel, but you leave me no choice. And she pulls her titties out, telling them unspeakable pain awaits them now. Gaze upon your doom. Styx is like, oh shit, hurt me first, baby.
Right.
I don't know. I guess this is the custom on her planet, pulling her boobies out as a death sentence. She goes, I leave you now to ponder the remainder of your pathetic existence. And she walks away. Metalhead still hasn't moved. It's like he's afraid to jostle the explosives.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, relax. They won't go off without being detonated. Lep calls him to attention like a drill sergeant, barks out orders. Attend hut, bout face, forward march. They walk down the hall, and Tina indeed explains that on Dominia, when a woman of royal blood shows you her breasts, it's a death sentence. And Styx asks what part of her anatomy she plans to kill him with. The three of them go back into the lab, but now suddenly Mittenhand is missing. Dun, dun, dun. Back in the hall, Zarina lays down the plan of her killing her father and ruling the world, but first, you must execute these peasants, have them boiled in oil. She also suggests having them eaten by the wild dogs of Nathron, but they all stop moving forward. However, Metalhead keeps marching in place.
Right.
And Lep says, just leave it to me, babe, I got him. And they walk into the lounge with the soldiers right on their heels. While Metalhead sings a marching song, I know a girl who lives on a hill. She won't do it, but her sister will. Ew, dude.
Nice.
Fucking disco ball still going strong in here, and Lep tells him, let's show him what kind of man you really are. And the Marines bust into the lounge, but here's where we get a real weird bit with Metalhead coming out dressed in drag.
Yeah.
And lip-syncing a song, Punch and Sticks to go along with the lyrics at the beginning. But this feels all Rocky Horror Picture Show all of a sudden.
Yeah, very weird. Dancing the fuck around, dancing with soldiers and shit.
Right. Lep and Zarina pop up to watch the show, and Books tries to snap Metalhead out of it. And Zarina's not really interested. She's like, why are we wasting our time here when someone could be collecting your gold? That's when Lep spits out a peanut he was eating and gives her a crazy look. He's like, me gold? He asks her where it is, and she says it's some place called Cargo Bay. He restrains himself from killing her right there, and he walks away instead. She goes, delightful little fella. I shall give him a splendid funeral. Oh shit, they're both planning on killing each other after this is all over.
Damn.
Metalhead starts to dance with Books. And he comes back towards Styx, but Styx punches him back, kind of knocking some of himself back into him. He's like, what is your major malfunction, Styx? And then he breaks down crying. I can't go on like this. But speaking of malfunctioning, he seems to be in this moment, which is strange.
Yeah, he's got some, like, multiple personality shit going on. Like, Leprechaun's got him thinking he's a chick, but he's fighting it with his soldier side, you know?
Right, fighting it between his humanity and maybe something else we're about to discover. Mm-hmm. Also between his masculine and feminine sides, whatever. Is the major malfunction thing a Full Metal Jacket reference, by the way?
Fucking, yeah.
He pulls out some fucking nunchucks for some reason and tells, Styx yells to Book standing behind the Sarge to take him out, but he goes, no, he saved my life. And that's where we get the answer to the question from earlier.
Right.
Tina's like, all right, but he's about to kill us with fucking Ninja Turtle weapons, so somebody's got to do something. Metalhead turns around and whacks Books with the chucks. That's when we cut back to Mittenhand waking up. And it's showing extreme close-ups, but he looks real gross now.
Yeah, you couldn't really, like, at first right away, I'm like, who in the fuck is this supposed to be? Because we just see a weird close-up of the eyeball.
Right.
You know, but then obviously it's like, well, this has to be fucking Mittenhand. And then, oh, God.
Yeah.
He fucking shows his face. Like, what the fuck happened to you?
Right.
And this is very Fly-esque.
Oh,
like,
extremely, yeah. He declares, I can walk! And he comes crawling around a corner to get a look at himself in the mirror, and we see him drag his body around, and he's got fucking weird tentacly things just jutting out from his head like little flesh nubs. Just a bunch of eyes suddenly, but strangely one of them where his regular eye should be is now a weird blinky robot eye.
Right.
And he screams at his own reflection, totally appalled. But back to Sergeant Drag, Tina tells him it's time to get serious and calls him Cupcake. That's where she walks toward him and he scratches his nuts with the nunchucks real quick, tosses him aside, but then she walks over and kicks his ass real quick, knocks him out.
Oh, yeah.
Back to Mittenhand in his lair trying to reverse things on his computer, freaking out because he's becoming a mutant and his brain is losing human perspective. He's got fucking legs all over the place now, nasty ones at that. He's got eyes in his back and shit. It's kind of gross, dude.
Yeah, it's nasty.
He christens himself Mitten Spider, and we cut back to the soldiers. A rifle magically appears next to Metalhead as he wakes up and grabs it, and the others just say, uh-oh, as Sarge has a weird confrontation with himself. He starts screaming like a Marine 1 second, and then the next he's speaking in a very feminine voice saying, this is far too violent.
Right.
Shut up, you pussy!
Yeah.
I have a headache. But he comes in for the attack, and Books reminds Styx not to shoot. It's the Sarge. But back with Lep and Zarina for a second, he stops to reactivate the security systems or something. And she's like, yo, man, what the fuck? Let's keep moving. And he tells her, I don't want them following me to my gold. So they have to be destroyed. And he actually activates the self-destruct sequence here.
Yeah, dude, fucking crazy. And you can tell they're kind of getting at each other here because he calls her a bitch under his breath,
Yeah.
you know, and then she calls him a twerp. So you're like, man, this relationship isn't going well,
No,
you know?
It never was a relationship.
Yeah. Disagree.
It's a
This is
fucking,
my
yeah.
favorite couple in horror, Dusty.
It's a hostage captor relationship, if anything. It puts the lotion on the skin. We cut back to the lounge where Metalhead's kicking everyone's ass until he suddenly stabs into an electrical panel and it literally fries his metal head completely off, as in the plate pops off when he falls.
Right.
And we see a bunch of wires and computer components inside. He's been a fucking cyborg the whole time.
Yeah. Wow. And this is definitely some of the worst makeup I've ever fucking seen right here for his dead body.
Yeah.
This is fucking embarrassing, man. I wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah. Styx says, human or not, he was a Marine. Yeah, but now it's less impressive that he carried Books 15 miles if he's a robot, dude. Fuck that.
Right. Cheating.
Yeah. So Leprechaun activates the self-destruct sequence, and Tina tells Books and Styx they got to get to the shuttle to piece the fuck out. Zarina tells Lep, hey, my father might not want to give up the throne, and Lep says, all right, then I'll kill him. And she goes, how dare you? He's my father. I'll kill him.
Yeah.
Cut back to Mitten Spider freaking out about the self-destruct sequence and lamenting the loss of his work. Apparently the ship's going to blow in 19 minutes.
His verk, Dusty.
His work.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he gets a hankering for some flies, though, and it distracts him. He tries to remember the code to override the self-destruct, but he's struggling on the precipice between humanity and spiderality. And he does indeed hear a fly nearby, strangely. Where the fuck is a fly in space?
Yeah, weird, dude.
But he gets distracted and tries to eat that instead. That's when Lep and Zarina arrive at the shuttle in the cargo bay, and he puts a force field around it to make sure no one leaves without them, having to explain what he's doing, and that's where he calls her a ball-busting bitch. She's like, what the fuck did you just say? And he goes, you'll be rich when we find me gold, so help me so we can get out of here. Come on, let's go. Books arrives at an access panel and puts his hand on it, but it denies him. So he and Styx both have the same reaction. They like pump their arms down and they're both like, shit.
Yeah.
Tina asks if there's another way in. Styx says, yeah, the ventilation shaft, of course. They part ways here, and Cupcake tells him there's a red code book of Mitten Hands somewhere. He tells him, if I can't crack this, promise you'll leave without me. And Book's like, no way. We all go or nobody goes. Okay, crazy.
Hell yeah, dude. It's that can't leave a man behind, you know?
I fucking guess, but dude, really, like, I don't know. In this situation, I kind of don't agree.
Right, yeah, fuck you guys. You stay here with the fucking leprechaun.
Yeah. He heads off when we cut back to the cargo bay with our two baddies arguing over what they're doing, and Zarina wants to leave, but Lep can smell his gold nearby. He's like, you can go if you want, but she reminds him she can't fly the shuttle. He goes, oh, what a pity. I guess you're stuck then, aren't you? She tells him she doesn't have to put up with his shit. She can have anyone she wants, and he's like, really? With a face like that? And tells her she's got a blemish right between her eyes. That's where we get a quick shot of Books and Cupcake crawling through the vent while Styx goes to find the code book. He walks into Mitten Spider's lair to see it's covered in webs now, and unfortunately, Mitten Hand is nowhere to be seen. Dun, dun, dun.
At first, man, we get the POV shot from Mitten Spider creeping up behind him, and
while Styx is sitting down at this computer trying to hack shit.
right, yeah, like he doesn't hear the.
Yeah,
Did you hear the giant, like 400-pound spider, like?
yeah, the legs tapping,
Like,
but it's like fleshy.
Yeah, just gross. Probably hear it breathing.
Yeah.
You know?
Sticks does find the code book, but that's where he turns around seeing Mitten Spider, and he goes, "What the fuck happened to you?"
Yeah. Poor Sticks.
We cut back to Books and Cupcake coming out of event. They see the shuttle blocked by the force field, and Books is like, "Touch it and you fry," he tells her. So they should find the Leprechaun and cut a deal instead. So back with the bad guys, they do find the gold, but they're both unimpressed with what they find. Apparently, Harold shrunk it down into basically nothing. And Zarina's like, "What the fuck? We've been searching this whole time for pebbles, you stupid, ugly little fool." And he's like, "Ugly, bitch, have you looked in the mirror lately?" And she starts going on about how perfect and breathtaking she is, but he whips out a mirror to show her, and she freaks out, seeing that her entire face is now broken out in boils.
Mm-hmm.
He tells her to stop screaming and knocks her out with his stick. She falls, and he magically removes the shit on her face. That's when we cut back to Sticks. He's not dead, but he is tangled up in a whole bunch of spider web.
He's alive, but he's hanging from spider meat.
Yeah, Mitten Spider's saving him for later.
It looks like fucking flesh.
Why does the web look meaty? That's a good
what I'm
question.
saying. He's
Yeah.
hanging. Ew. He's hanging from spider meat from the ceiling.
Stop saying spider meat.
Space spider meat.
Books and oh shit, is it? Is Mitten Spider it?
Oh
God.
yeah. Worlds are colliding.
Oh God. Books and Cupcake coming into the cargo bay to find the Leprechaun, now having restored its gold to its original glory, so he figured out how to work the shrink ray, I guess, which is also an embiggen ray. That's when they pop out, and he's like, "You don't know when to give up, do you?" It's 11 minutes until detonation. Books tells him, "Hey man, you can keep your fucking space bimbo and your gold, just show us how to deactivate this." And he says, "I'll neutralize something for you." And that's where we get our third fucking shootout of the movie.
Right.
I give the fuck up.
Like I said, normally I'm like, "Hey dude, shootout, fuck yeah. Let's see some fucking action." But it just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't add in. I feel like we could cut the shootouts and it wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Lep takes cover behind a crate. We go back with Sticks, and he gets to the password screen, but he has no idea what it is, so he calls over the radio to Books. And Books is like, "Oh, hey, nice of you to call." He's like, "Hey, listen, man, I'm a little hung up right now." But he tells him he needs a password, so Books tells Tina she's got to go over there and help him out. That's where she argues that somebody's got to take the Leprechaun out first and says, "Cover me," going running off toward him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Books takes off his jacket and shirt because he's been hit, I guess. And Tina sneaks up behind Lep and tries to fire at him, but the gun doesn't fire.
She fucking didn't have the fucking gun loaded.
Yeah.
Or cocked or fucking whatever. Like you're running around pointing this gun hoping to fucking kill something. And oh, God.
Unfortunately, Leprechaun hears the gun click, which causes him to spin around, and he fires at her, but she dodges out of the way. Unfortunately, the size-changing ray is still going, and Leprechaun gets caught in it. So Books runs up, and he goes, "What did you do?" But she has no idea what's about to happen. More terrible graphics and jokes alert. Lep starts to grow and eventually turns into a fucking giant leprechaun. And Books is like, "What did you shoot him with? Steroids?"
He just steps into the, like, enlarging ray. This looks so terrible.
It's bad.
He's, like, staticky.
Yeah.
He's, like, not clear because it's just stretched. It's just fucking... Wow!
They run off, and Lep seems satisfied with his new size. He's like, "I'm huge. I'm magnificent." And, of course, he takes a second to look into his pants. He's like,
fucking noise.
"All right. Big is good." Ew, Leprechaun, stop talking about your dick. Books tells Tina to go help Sticks, so she runs off. And when she gets to the lab and battles her way through the webs, we cut back to shirtless Books for a second, who pops out and shoots Lep a few times, but it does nothing because he's enormous now.
Right.
He says oops and throws his gun. That's where we cut back to Tina, who gets attacked by Mitten Spider through an air vent.
Noise, yeah, dude.
Fortunately, she's able to take a shot at him and get away. In the cargo bay, Books runs and fucking trips from, trying to get away. He trips running from Super Lep. And the Leprechaun tries to step on him and squish him, but he rolls out of the way just in time.
Yeah, dude checks his foot. It's just fucking goofy.
Cupcake tries to take a little rest in the air shaft, but gets scared into moving again by a loud bang. 7 minutes to self-destruct now, as Lep follows the sound of Stick's voice over the radio to find Books, and he's screaming on the other end about a password still. And Lep does find him and goes to take a swipe, but he misses. He goes, "Where are you, short ass? When I find you, I'm gonna peel you like a grape." And he starts like shaking boxes looking for him. Fucking fee-fi-fo-fum.
Do people peel grapes?
You know, I've heard that before, and I can't imagine taking the time to peel a grape. Just pop that fucking thing in your mouth.
I know there's skin, but like don't even notice.
Yeah, that's part of the grape, dude. Just fucking eat it.
It's not like a fucking orange.
Yeah.
Weird. That's a weird expression.
Ridiculous. Back to Tina crawling through the vent. Mittenhand crashes an arm through and rips off her fucking pants.
Yes.
Woo, that was a close call.
Fucking finally. 5 minutes until detonation, too.
Yeah, at least we get some legs. He goes, come back here, my pretty. And she continues to run, but now she's got to do so in a shirt and underwear. Why do our leads keep getting slowly undressed?
Yes.
Except Lep, I guess.
Yeah, thank God.
Tina walks in to find Styx tangled up in webs at the terminal, but he yells at her, go back, there's a big ugly motherfucking spider, go back. And that's when Mitten Spider corners her saying, feed me. And slashing at her a few times. Terrible fucking graphics in this movie, but the design of this creature is pretty good, I think.
It's pretty cool looking in
It's
the
decent.
middle of a pile of dog shit.
Yep. It pokes out a stinger out of its crazy little scorpion tail and goes to stab her, but she screams to Styx to throw her his weapon.
I thought it was a fucking spider.
He put a scorpion in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, where in the fuck did this come from?
He tells her he can't throw her his weapon because the fucking spider took it. I'll tell you who took that weapon. It was that damn Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But he tells her there's some liquid nitrogen nearby. Go use that. So she sprays him with this fucking liquid nitrogen hose and freezes the Mitten Spider, which is pretty anticlimactic, but we'll cut back to it in a second. First, we got to go to the cargo bay to see Books and Zarina. She's starting to stir. But yeah, the Mitten Spider's not through quite yet. We got to cut back to see Tina explode him with a rifle in her undies.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And he says, help me, the Fly style, in a tiny little voice, and she blows him to smithereens. Books runs over to help Zarina and tells him she had a bad dream, and he asks her if she can walk, and she's like, no, carry me. And he picks her up, but he does it like he's trying to save her from a fire.
I was going to say, she must have hit her head or something because she's acting kind of loopy here, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't want Tina seeing him carry the princess the same way he was carrying her earlier.
Oh, that's what I said was, Reeves is going to be mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zarina's being all goofy hanging behind him. She's like, do these buttocks belong to you?
Oh, yeah, she's being skanky.
Seems like she's high on something all of a sudden. She goes, guards, bathe this one and bring him to my chambers. We cut back out to Tina cleaning up Styx and getting the webs off of him. And he's like, talk about feed me. Do I look like a fly to you? And Tina calls over the radio to Books, who just props Zarina up against a box for a second. Tells her to open the outer door to Cargo Bay 2. Fucking do it now. And Zarina's trying to play peekaboo with him here while he's trying to get this other door open.
Right.
She sees Lep stalking toward him and she points up and laughs, but then she cradles her poor aching head. And Lep reaches out just as Books opens the door. And as he does, though, like, Zarina doesn't come through, so he's got to come back for her, and they just barely get out of the way.
Right.
And she goes, my hero, and passes out.
Big, giant fucking leprechaun fingers just, like, barely miss.
Yeah. Leprechaun says, now I'll get you. As the door closes, but like, how, dude? You ain't fitting through this door now. Can you magic yourself back to normal size?
Oh, yeah.
That's when the outer cargo bay door does open and the leprechaun shits himself. Everything starts to get sucked out, of course, including him, and Zarina watches as he tries to hang on to the door, but no dice. He fucking flies out anyway and just hurtles out into space, which I feel like is one of the scariest ways to die. Like, what's that movie where, is it Gravity? Sandra Bullock, maybe? The lady just fucking floats away. Holy fucking shit, how terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Too bad you don't have a gun, you know?
Right. Luckily, Lep's body can't take the conditions in space, so he explodes, fucking finally, for the third time in this movie.
So he goes out into space again. And his body explodes again. What is that, like the third or fourth time he exploded this fucking movie?
Yeah. And Zarina reprises her line from earlier, but changes it a little. She goes, the king is dead. Long live the queen.
Oh.
Back in the spider lair, Styx and Tina are still trying to figure out the password. Scientist? No. Now they only have 60 seconds until detonation. That's when Books runs in. They're all freaking out, especially Tina, but that's where Books starts to try to puzzle it out, proving that he's not just a meathead. And he goes, when we first saw him, what did he say? So they tried genius, but no. Brilliant scientist? No. You already tried scientist once. Why did you try that again? Oh, brilliant scientist. I see. Okay. Meanwhile, the computer is counting down from 10, and they finally land on wizard, as in of Oz, and that works. The computer counts down to 0 and starts to say the word detonate, but is interrupted because she entered the password just in time. and it says detonation canceled.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, have a nice day. But they all jump for joy. Tina jumps at Books and starts kissing him, and Styx is like, oh, I guess I don't get none.
Yeah, damn.
That's when he points out the window to say, hey, look, somebody went all to pieces out there, huh? And we see a fucking foot floating by outside. It's a huge leprechaun foot.
Right.
Tina's like, yeah, he completely fell apart, didn't he? That's where we get some awful computer graphics of body parts floating around outside the window. And one of them is this hand that pokes up a middle finger at him. And Books is like, same to you, pal, and salutes him. They all hug again, and Styx gets the last line of the movie, and he goes, now you're a Marine, to Tina. And we fucking fade to black and roll the credits. What a weird and abrupt fucking ending.
I'm sorry, but this one wasn't good.
This was so fucking bad.
I mean, there's a couple moments that has like, hey, all right, that looks kind of cool. But the entire time, I feel like the script was bad.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So
fucking cheesy.
Who gave the green light for this piece of shit? If it wasn't for Styx, man, I feel like he was holding it up. You know, Reeves is hot enough that it kind of made me want to stick around, you know.
I guess, dude, but like...
But the princess's titties sucked, you know.
You ain't even got good titties.
Yeah. Like, could have had some good titties in this at least. I don't know.
What about Heidi's titties, man? Everybody's been wanting to see them since fucking Home Improvement started.
So what did you think?
Man... I was so I still say we should have done the original instead. I can't believe we just covered this piece of shit. I still love the Leprechaun. I always will. He'll hold a special place in my heart, but that's mostly because of 1 and 3. Man, oh my God.
I'm good on the Leprechaun movies, to be honest with you. I think I was good prior.
Well, maybe just give me one more chance with the first one, but then we don't need to fuck with these anymore. Just like Hellraiser, we're starting to get toward the, you know, the nitty gritty of the series where we're like, these are just kind of shitty now.
We can do 4.
Which one is also in space of the Hellraiser franchise?
Is it?
Yes. Oh, it goes there.
No, I thought 4 was Bloodline.
I'm not saying it's 4. I'm just saying eventually somewhere in the Hellraiser franchise, they do go to space.
Oh, God. No.
All right. This movie got a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm surprised it even got that. There was no critical reception. Nobody cares. There were very few reviews on this movie, but mostly negative because it's bullshit.
There was no critical reception.
But listen to this, dude. The budget was $1.6 million.
I bet.
What do you fucking mean? On what?
Yeah, right.
You did nothing. You fucking tried not at all.
You know, we're going to need to talk to Brian Trenchard Smith here.
Yeah.
Where'd all the fucking money go?
Yeah, they're just fucking using it on drugs and fucking crafty.
Probably to fucking Warwick, hopefully.
Yeah, you know what? Warwick Davis absolutely deserves that shit. He's been in fucking Star Wars, Harry Potter, he's all over the place. But yeah, on the other side of that $1.6 million budget, there was 0 for a box office draw, you know, like they raked in nothing from the box office because this movie didn't go to fucking theaters, dude. Oh, this is straight to home video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
But obviously, there's a whole franchise out there. The Leprechaun franchise kind of starts off strong. That's why the character was, you know, strong enough to continue beyond that. He was fun and funny, whatever. But I have heard rumors in the works, we'll see, of another Leprechaun movie.
Fucking please no.
If it does happen, like I said, don't worry. The last one was actually pretty decent, that Leprechaun Returns.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie is stupid as shit. It's kind of fun. I still love this little turd, but the movie's trash. Completely incompetent, both in script and delivery. The graphics suck ass. The cinematography is fine, I guess, but it's not very creative and it's edited poorly.
Mm-hmm.
The score is cheesy as fuck. Doesn't make me feel like I'm watching anything other than a silly movie, money grab trying to capitalize on a character that was only fairly popular once. In a cult movie sort of way, anyway.
Right. It felt like a straight to sci-fi channel movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 1,000%. I do still love Warwick Davis, but this is maybe the least intriguing performance of this character from him, in my opinion. He was barely menacing at all in this movie. And as for the other characters, we had some bright spots here with some seasoned actors. I thought Debbie Dunning was decent enough. I did enjoy Mitten Hand before he turned into a spider. And of course, Miguel A. Nunez is always great.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking love Demon, love Spider, but not the Mitten Spider. I'm talking Return of the Living Dead Spider.
Right.
Other than those few things, there's not much redeemable about this fucking movie, dude. It's straight trash, so cheesy and over the top, but without really digging into the gore they could have gone for, because this movie's barely R.
Right.
If you're rated R, fucking do the thing. Go for it, you know? I guess some of the practical effects designs were decent, but even that didn't impress me as much as I wanted it to. I give this 0.5 out of 10 Lep Sabers.
Oh, Jesus.
This movie straight pissed me off.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did part 3 go to the box office? Do you know?
I don't think so.
I was going to say, I was curious, like...
I don't remember.
Like, I wonder if 3 did and then 4 didn't. But if 3 didn't go, obviously 4 wouldn't fucking go.
Right.
So that's why I was curious. Not that it matters.
Exactly, sure. You got a rating on this one?
Fuck no.
An anti-rating. And this movie doesn't deserve a rating.
I mean, if you like bad stuff, then I don't know. Like
Negative 12.
Like I said, it was weird. I don't want to suggest it because I don't want you to think that I think this was a good movie, but it's not the worst thing that I've seen. Sometimes bad is fun, so
sure.
Use your judgment there.
If you like space stuff, if you like heavy references, and if you like the character of the Leprechaun, right. Which I do, it might be fun enough for you.
I don't recommend it, but that doesn't mean completely avoid it.
Yeah.
It might be up your alley if you like.
That's how I always end these episodes with recommendations if I have them. With this one, fucking whatever, dude. If you're going to watch a Leprechaun movie, watch the first one.
Right.
Watch part 3. It's fun. It's in Vegas. Watch that Returns one because it was actually pretty decent with some good gore and funny stuff. A couple of the characters from the original reprised their roles in that too, by the way. But as this movie goes, man, it's so fucking bad, you guys. It's so bad. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I realized when we started this episode, hey guys, we're doing Leprechaun part 4.
In space.
But I hope you guys had a fun enough time. I hope we shitted on this movie appropriately. And as always, we had fun. We hope you did as well. We're going to wrap up this episode, but we going to catch you on the flip side, y'all. Again, happy St. Patty's Day. Celebrate responsibly, please. Be careful out there. And Aaron go brah. As always, dreams are fleeting. Only nightmares last forever. Follow your nightmares.
Killer, Mommy. Killer.
I bid you welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Cinebytes podcast. If you like what you heard, follow us on our socials at Cinebytes Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review. It really goes a long way in helping us reach more listeners.
You can stream the Cinebytes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and many more popular streaming platforms and YouTube.
Questions or comments? Suggestions for future episodes? Contact us at cinebytespod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the show and help us make it a better product for you, subscribe at cinebytespod.buzzsprout.com.
Until next time, keep following those nightmares.
Put your entire fist up your butt. Gross. Your entire fist? That's a lot of fists, dude. Like, my turds aren't that big. You know?